Over the past 8 years, I've gained over 30 pounds of muscle, and it has completely changed my life. And in today's video, I want to show you exactly how I gained this 30 pounds and how it has changed my life and how you can do the exact same. Because a lot of people think that getting into better shape is just about looking a little bit better, feeling a little bit better, maybe being a little bit healthier, but it's way deeper than that. And anyone who has gone through a transformation can attest to the exact same thing, that it has improved their life in way more ways than they ever even thought was imaginable when they first started getting into better shape. And looking back, my life has completely changed for the better now that I'm in better shape. And I want you guys to go through the exact same kind of transformation that I went through as well. So the first thing you need to understand is the main reason that most people want to get into better shape is because they want to look better. That is the number one reason why most people do, right? It may sound vain, it may be vain, but that doesn't change the fact that it's the truth. I wanted to change because I wanted to be more attractive. That was the main reason why. I felt very average growing up. In high school, I didn't really get any girls. You know, I had a girlfriend, but I didn't get any other attention from girls. I also didn't have confidence in myself to go up and talk to girls, or I didn't walk around. I always would walk around, couldn't make eye contact with girls. I was, scared to talk to girls, all these things. And it was because I viewed myself as average. I viewed myself as unattractive compared to other people. So the main reason why I got into the gym was because I wanted to feel more attractive. And when I first started in the gym, I was 140 pounds, 5'9", pretty skinny. I was an athlete, so I wasn't skin and bones, but I wasn't muscular by any sense of the imagination. So my idea of going into the gym, gaining muscle, improving my appearance was going to allow me to become more attractive. And that is exactly what happened. I gained over 30 pounds of muscle over the course of these 8 years. Completely changed my physique. I'm way more muscular, way more attractive than what I was when I first started. I get way more attention from girls. I have way more confidence than I did when I first started. Like I said, I couldn't even make eye contact with girls. I couldn't even go up and talk to girls. Couldn't even hold a conversation with a girl. Other girls wouldn't even show me any attention because they were, they just viewed me as average. And I viewed myself as average. Now I view myself as way more than average because I know I worked hard for this physique. So that's the first part. The second part is you're also going to be more attractive because as you get a muscular physique, your clothes are going to fit significantly better, right? Before, any t-shirt that I would wear would be baggy on me because I was 140 pounds and had no muscle mass on me. Now, with significantly more muscle mass on me, I have clothes that fit me perfectly, and that's way more of an attractive fit. And the other thing with being more attractive is you're going to be way more confident when you actually view yourself as attractive. And when you wear clothes that fit you perfectly, you're going to actually like the way that you look. You're going to like the fit that you're wearing. And that, in a sense, you're going to be walking around with way more confidence. Your energy is going to be way higher. And people can sense that. And people are going to like that a lot more. People are going to be way more attracted to you. Both, girls obviously sexually, but guys are going to be way more attracted to you in terms of you seem like a way more fun person, way better energy to be around because you have a confidence in yourself because you actually now view yourself as attractive. So that's step one. Obviously, getting into better shape is going to boost how attractive you are. And going off that, first impressions matter so much in every single part of your day-to-day, right? Whether it's with a girl, with someone that you don't even know, someone at work, maybe you're going into an interview, or you're meeting a friend of a friend, or you're meeting a new group of people, whatever it is. First impressions matter, right? If you're someone who's out of shape, you're really skinny, and you go and meet a new, whoever it is, they are going to look at you in a different way than if you were in better shape. Someone who's in better shape clearly takes care of themselves. People are going to respect you a lot more because they understand, okay, this guy actually takes care of himself. He has discipline. He's probably way more of a leader. So I'm going to actually respect him a lot more than someone who's out of shape. Same thing goes if you're someone who's fat and out of shape. Someone's going to view you as even if you're not lazy to an extent, they're going to view you as lazy just because you're out of shape. They're not going to view you as high of a leader, potential leader, as someone who's in better shape. That's just how it is. First impressions definitely do matter. Are they everything? No, but they definitely do matter. Going off that is confidence. Now, confidence can come from you feeling like you're more attractive, right? But it's more than that, because it's not just getting the validation from other people, right? Because that isn't real. That's not really true confidence. That makes you feel good, but that's not real true confidence. Confidence comes from having undeniable proof. And how you get undeniable proof from changing your physique is because you started in a place where you weren't confident, you didn't like the way that you looked, and you had to put in hard work. You had to do it. You had to put in the hard work. And that's the proof. You put in the hard work, you made your body change, and that is the stuff that gives you the confidence. Because now you look back and you're like, oh, okay, I started here, I'm now here. The middle ground between that was me working extremely hard, being disciplined, building up the right habits in order to actually change my physique. That gives me confidence, because no one can take that away from you. No one can take that away from you, the fact that you put in the hard work to actually get there. And that builds the confidence. Additionally, getting into better shape over the course of an extended period of time, like 8 years, right? You learn so much about yourself, but you also, throughout the entire process, you build way better habits than when you first started. When I first started, I was lazy. I would say yes to everyone. I would never say no to anyone. I was always going to do whatever anyone else wanted me to do. I was a people pleaser. I would sleep in. I would eat terrible food. I wasn't consistent in every little aspect of my life. But when you go through a transformation, especially improving your physique, you build up all these habits that you can use in every other aspect of your life. Consistency, patience, self-accountability, discipline. These things are so important, and you can use them in every other aspect of your life. Consistency can, if you're not consistent with going to the gym, you're not going to see progress. If you're not consistent with the food you're going to eat, you're not going to change your physique. If you're not consistent with, showing up to work every single day, you're not going to get the promotion that you want. If you're not consistent with your relationships, they're going to fail. There's a lot of things that you need to be consistent with. And a lot of that can start with you going to the gym and getting into better shape. And you can use that consistency that you learned from transforming your physique and put it into every other aspect of your life. Same thing applies with discipline. Same thing applies with patience. Nothing great comes, quick. Nothing happens quickly like that. Nothing that you want to achieve is going to happen very, very fast. It takes a lot of hard work and patience. Building a physique is a great way to learn patience, because it takes a long time to build muscle. It takes a long time to actually build a physique that you're really proud of. And if you can learn patience through building a better physique, you're going to be a lot more patient in every other aspect of your life. You have other goals outside, financial goals, relationship goals, whatever it is, career goals, faith goals, whatever. You're going to be a lot more patient, because now you learned how to be patient because you built a physique over an extended period of time. Additionally, you're going to feel significantly better, physically and mentally. Physically, obviously, you're going to feel a lot better because you're going to have more muscle mass on you. You're going to be in better shape. This all comes from you working out. You're obviously going to be in better shape if you're working out. Additionally, you're going to be eating better foods. The foods you eat and the amount of food that you eat specific to your body determines not only how you look, but how you feel. If you're eating shit food all the time, you're going to feel like shit, right? A lot of processed food is going to destroy your gut. That's going to destroy how you think on a day-to-day basis, how you operate on a day-to-day basis. When you start eating the right foods, you start eating whole foods, prioritizing protein, eating healthy whole grains, healthy fats, fruits and vegetables. You eat all these things that you're supposed to be eating. You get into better shape, but mentally you feel significantly better. And physically you'll feel a lot better. I mean, you'll notice it. When I first started switching from eating processed food and fast food and all this stuff all the time to eating 80 to 90, I was going to say 80, but it's more like 90, 95% of the time I'm eating whole foods. I feel significantly better. And you eat that stuff over an extended period of time, it becomes normal. And when you go back to eating processed foods, you start feeling like shit when you eat those processed foods. And that's exactly how it should be. You shouldn't be like, I feel like shit when I don't really like eating healthy foods. It should be, dude, like I don't feel good when I eat that processed food because it's literally not supposed to be in my body. That's how it should be. And that's exactly what will happen when you get into better shape. You're going to feel significantly better when 90% of the time you're eating whole foods. And you're going to be able to operate way better, way more efficiently. You're going to have way less brain fog when you're eating those foods that are actually meant to go in your body compared to eating all that processed foods, that fast food, all those things like that. So now you look better, you feel better, you're healthier, you have more confidence, you're more attractive. You also now are way more goal oriented, right? You started with wanting to get into better shape and you did so, but along the way, you had to set little micro goals up there, right? You wanted to gain 5 pounds. You wanted to hit this bench press PR. You wanted to gain another 5 pounds. And you kept making small little goals up there. But when you start making those goals, achieving those goals, setting new goals, achieving those goals, you start setting goals in other aspects of your life. You're going to be way more goal-oriented and way more determined to go chase other goals in other aspects of your life. You're going to be way more determined to go get that promotion, work hard to get that promotion, right? You're going to be way harder. You're going to work way harder to actually improve in your relationships. Maybe you have a bad relationship right now with your significant other and you want to improve that. Maybe you got into some arguments with some friends and you want to fix that. You're going to be way more goal oriented to actually fix those relationships. You're going to be way more goal-oriented. Maybe you're not, close with God and you want to get closer to God and you want to improve your faith. You're going to set little micro goals to actually pray more, read the Bible more, go to church more, all these different things. And these are I'm just throwing out like different examples, but you know what I'm saying is every little aspect of your life, you're going to be way more goal-oriented. And that's going to allow you to keep progressing in life. Because if you don't set any goals, I mean, you're just going to stay the exact same. But when you can start at the smallest little thing of just improving how you look and how you feel by transforming your physique, you are now going to improve your life in so many different aspects, in so many different ways, because now you're way more goal-oriented. You're way more determined to improve your life. Not to mention, now you look better, now you feel better, now you're healthier. You're starting to become the highest potential version of yourself. And now you're going to be constantly chasing the highest potential version of yourself. No highest version of yourself is going to be out of shape, right? You could have all the money in the world. You could have the girl, you could have the family. You could be close with God. You could have all that stuff, but your highest potential is never the person who's out of shape. And I truly believe that by getting into better shape, this shapes you to get on the path to becoming the best version of yourself. You get into better shape, you build up all the right habits, the right mindset, and you start progressing in every other aspect of your life from there. Because I truly believe whenever you're able to get into better shape and do it on your own, I mean, sure, you can get some help if you want, but you're able to put in the hard work, watch your body change due to your hard work. You build up all those habits, you build up that strong mindset, and you take all those habits and all those things that you've learned, patience, consistency, hard work, discipline, all those things, and you transfer it into every other aspect of your life. You start to become the highest version, the best version of yourself. I truly believe that when you start becoming that highest version of yourself, you're going to make more money. You're going to get more attractive women. You're going to have better relationships. You're going to have a better relationship with God. Your career is going to be better. People are going to respect you a lot more. And you're going to live a better life overall. That's what it's all about. You want to live a better life overall. You want to be proud of what you did, and you want to be proud of the person that you become. And I promise you, it all starts with going to the gym, getting into better shape, building muscle, transforming your physique, building those habits up, changing your mindset, and watch every other aspect of your life improve as well. It's not just about how you look. It's not just about how you feel. It's not just about being healthier. All those things are obvious. But it's how it can actually change your life in every other aspect of your life. If you want to make more money, I promise you getting into better shape will help with that. If you want to be more attractive, getting into better shape will help with that. Get into better shape, it will change your life.